Welcome to Joyful Jen Yoga. Today's practice is a flow-based practice focused on opening the hips, opening the hamstrings, and kind of getting into the lower body in a way that feels both strong and opening. So I hope you enjoy. We'll get started today in child's pose. Let your knees go wide here. Let your heels get really heavy, and then let your hips get heavy towards your heels. And then take a moment to just kind of move and groove into this. And when you feel like your body is ready to relax, resting your forehead on your hands or arms stretched out in front of you. Or if it suits you to have arms back, feel free to own that as well. Take a child's pose that works for your body. And as you settle physically into this space, start to notice how your breath is showing up today. As we move into this practice, getting into our hips, ask yourself, what am I making space for? What am I opening to? What am I surrendering into? If it's in your practice, begin to cultivate an ujjayi breath, having that slight constriction in your throat, making that ocean sound to your breath. Feel your breath as it fills up your torso. Scan your body, noticing spaces that might be holding on to tension. Allow your body 3 more steady breaths here. Start to lift your way up to all fours. Hug your knees right underneath your hips, and then begin to invite gentle movement into your body. What feels like your body is asking to be opened? What spaces are maybe talking a little louder today? And then as you kind of wiggle it out, just free form, check it out, make note, and then find your way back to stillness. Inhale, pull your heart forward, and then exhale, round it in. Inhale, heart draws forward. Exhale, round, press up behind your heart space. Once more like that, inhale to bring your heart forward, and exhale to round it in. Inhale, find neutral, and then we'll play. For the next 10 breaths, it's what makes your body sing. So maybe you let your knees go wide, shift back to that child's pose shape, and then kind of come forward, almost like a cobra, but a curious cobra, one that you're really trying to figure out. What do your shoulders need? Your back, your hips. And then maybe there's a circling that happens. Shifting your hips back towards child's pose, and then coming forward into almost a knee down plank. And then maybe circling it in the other direction. How do shoulders feel? How are those hips showing up? Allow your body to get curious. And then the next breath, start to tuck your toes. Walk your fingertips forward, straight, strong arms, melt your heart toward the earth. Coming into a puppy pose. Can you relax your heart toward the earth? Sliding your hands back in just slightly with your toes tucked, shift up and back to downward facing dog. As you start to walk out your dog, see if the backs of your legs have anything to tell you. What physically needs some release? What can you invite to surrender? And as you start to complete the scan of your body, the initial scan that is, we'll continue to scan throughout, but as you start to recognize all of the spaces that are talking, start to close your eyes, turn back into the breath, and ask yourself, what's happening inside? What's the quality of your thoughts today? How is your energy level? How's your emotional body? Take another inhale and exhale. Inhale, flow forward like you're a wave into plank, and then exhale, shift it back to down dog. Inhale, round it forward to plank, bend your knees, send your bum back, down dog. 3 more, inhale, warming up those shoulders, kind of taking almost like a fluid cat-cow movement, but from down dog to plank. Matching your breath and movement. 1 more time, inhale to draw forward, exhale to shift back. Full inhale, and on exhale, look forward, walk your feet to your hands at the top of your space. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, soften back in, bend those knees quite a bit. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Then exhale, hands to heart. Pause, 1 hand on belly, 1 hand on heart, reconnect. Ask yourself, who am I on my mat in this moment? What is my purpose? And we'll flow, releasing hands down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, we lengthen. Exhale, hands touch down. Step back into high plank. Take a pause here. Lower your right knee down. Pivot the heel. Let the left arm reach up overhead, coming into kind of a modified side plank shape, stretching out through the left side body. Inhale, return into plank. Find that balance. Find the strength in your shoulders and your core. Lower the left knee down, pivot right heel. Reach the right arm up. Create that rainbow shape in your side body. Breathe into your right side rib cage. Full inhale. Exhale, right hand touches down. Return to high plank. Shift forward onto your tiptoes, knees lower, lower your whole body down. Untuck your toes, pull your heart forward, length through your spine, soften to the earth. Shift back through child's pose, tuck your toes, work your way up to downward facing dog. Heels start to get heavier, knees can stay bent. Head hangs, ears in line with your biceps. Notice how your shoulders are showing up. Try not to sink, try not to scrunch, try to be strong and mindful here. Full breath in and out. Look forward, step or float, feet to hands. Lengthen spine and soften. Inhale, arms reach back up. Hands come to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Fold forward. Lengthen your spine and step your left foot back behind you. Left knee lowers to the earth. Inhale, arms sweep up, Anjaneyasana. How does that left hip flexor feel today? Full breath in. Exhale, hands touch down, tuck the back toes, step back, high plank. Shift forward, knees to the earth, lower to the ground. Untuck your toes, heart pulls forward. Maybe we float our hands up just to check in with that back body. Full inhale, exhale, lower. Shift back to downward facing dog. Left leg floats up and back, left foot steps forward, right knee lowers to the ground. And then inhale, float your arms up. Find Anjaneyasana on the other side. A little squeeze of that right glute. Opening up hip flexors, big breath in. And release, hands down, tuck the back toes, look forward, spring to the top of your space. Lengthen spine and fold it in. Inhale, arms reach on up. Exhale, hands return to heart. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen spine. Soften and step the right foot back. Right knee lowers. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands come down. Tuck those toes, step it back to high plank. Shift forward, knees up or down, this time lower. Untuck your toes. Inhale, maybe we lift a little higher into cobra, or if it works in your body to float the knees and thighs off the ground, upward facing dog. Shift on back to down dog when you're ready. Inhale, right leg stretches up. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left knee lowers. Inhale, arms sweep up. Full inhale. Exhale, hands touch down, tuck the toes, look forward, step to the top of your space. Inhale, lengthen spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, arms reach on up. Exhale, hands to heart. Weight in your heels, float your toes up, drop your bum, arms reach up, Utkatasana. Full inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Lengthen your spine and then touch the earth. Step back to high plank. Shift forward, knees up or down, lower halfway. Inhale, heart draws forward. Exhale, over toes. Down dog. Inhale, float your right leg up. Open and stack the hip if it would feel good. Maybe bend that right knee. Try not to collapse into the left side if you can. Inhale, straighten right leg back. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, stretch it up. Exhale, across your body, tap your left elbow. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, reach it up. And exhale, lower right foot down. Left leg lifts up. Open and stack that hip if you'd like. Inhale, stretch the left leg back. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Inhale, stretch up. Knee to left elbow. Inhale, stretch it on up. And let that foot land. Walk your feet as wide as the mat. Let your toes turn out. Inhale here and then exhale. Walk your hands to your feet at the back of your space, coming into Malasana. Your yogic squat. When you arrive here, you might start to move and groove a little. Let one knee drop toward midline and explore turning out the other hip. Take another inhale. And exhale, return to stillness, hands to heart. Try to keep your heels on the earth if possible. If not, maybe there's a blanket below them. Remember, you can turn your toes out as much as you'd like or walk your feet maybe a hair farther apart. Observe your body in this squat. Take another inhale. And exhale, walk your hands forward, arrive in downward facing dog. Notice how your down dog feels in the moment. Look forward, step or float to the top of your space. Inhale for length, exhale to fold. Inhale, arms sweep on up, and hands come to heart. So we'll start to press down through our right big toe, rooting into that right foot. And then as we do, we'll hug the left knee into our chest. And just see how much of that left thigh wants to come squeeze up towards your rib cage. Take a breath in, and out. Right hand slides to your hip, and as you find your right hip, just use your hand to kind of lift it up energetically, a little squeeze of that right glute. And then open the left knee out to the side, but not so much that it makes your pelvis turn. Take an inhale. And exhale, hands to heart, bend that right knee, step the left foot all the way back, arriving in a warrior two stance. Arms stretch out, gaze over the right middle finger. Try to have that right knee over your right ankle if you can. Flip your right palm, reach it up and back, reverse warrior. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Right elbow, right thigh, left arm sweeps up, length from left heel to left fingertips. Inhale, right back up to warrior two, hands to your hips. Straighten out the right leg and pivot your right toes to face the long side of the mat. Reach your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, fold in. Weight in your toes. Release through your head. Inhale for length. Exhale to soften your hands down. Look toward the back of your mat. Spin onto the ball of your right foot. Hands frame the left foot. Right hand stays on the earth. Left arm stretches up and we twist. Inhale. Exhale, left hand lowers. Left foot steps back. We're in high plank. Shift forward, lower halfway. Inhale, heart draws forward, up dog or cobra. Exhale, over toes, downward facing dog. Left leg reaches up. Again, if you want to open and stack that hip, you certainly could. You might even circle around that left ankle. It might pop. Take another breath. And then stretch the left leg up and back. Exhale, left knee to your left elbow. Inhale, stretch it on up. Left foot steps as lightly as possible in between your hands. Pivot your right heel down and inhale, cartwheel up to warrior two. Shoulders directly over hips, arms stretched out evenly. Inhale, flip the left palm, reach it up and back, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Left elbow, left thigh, right arm sweeps on up. Notice where the left ankle is and where the left knee is. Inhale, arms sweep up. Straighten out that left leg. Take hands to hips. Pivot left toes to the long side of the mat. Arms reach back. Interlace the funny feeling way. Inhale for length. Exhale to fold. On your next breath, find some length, and then release your hands to the ground on exhale. Turn toward the top of the mat, pivot onto your left ball of your left foot, and then crawl your hands forward. Left leg lifts up, standing split. How would it feel in the standing split to take your right hand to your right calf? Maybe left hand to right calf. Full inhale. And exhale, hug the left knee into your chest. Land the left foot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach on up. And hands come to hearts. For the other side, we'll root into the left foot. Hug the right knee in. Squeeze that thigh up close for a moment. And then take the left hands to your left hip, and as you do, just kind of energetically say, lift up, so we're not sinking down into that standing leg. Right knee opens out to the side. Mindful of what's going on in your pelvis. Full inhale. Full exhale. Stability with that left glute, hands to heart. We'll step it back to warrior two, left foot forward. Adjust your feet when you arrive there. This time as your arms reach up, bring them forward. So your legs, they'll stay in that warrior two shape, but your hands will crawl forward into a down dog. Hi, my little down dog is kind of in the way, but that's okay. Stick your bum back and really work that left knee to the left. Watch the tendency for the knee to drop in. Take another breath in and out. Hands come underneath shoulders. Straighten out the left leg. Left hand comes to the outside of the left foot, maybe on a block. Let your right arm stretch up. You might gaze at your thumb. Breathing into your Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle. Full breath in. And then exhale, let your right hand come to your right hip. Bend into your left knee and then crawl the left hand forward. We'll play with hugging the right toes into the shin. Coming into Ardha Chandrasana, you might have a block nearby and that might help to give you a little space. Right arm could sweep up. You could bend the right knee, reach back for the ankle. Open the heart, open the chest, open the hip flexor and quad. Take another inhale. And then on exhale, notice how lightly you can release back down into warrior two. And then take your hands over to the right leg and we'll start to shift side to side in Skandasana or low lateral lunge. Opening up inner thigh. Exploring mobility through the ankles, through the hips. There's no right or wrong here as long as it feels good. Obviously, don't do things that don't feel good in your body. You might open up. You might stay in one side for a little bit longer. Do what makes sense in your body. And when your body feels ready, we'll look toward the back of the mat. Transition so that we're on the ball of the left foot, right toes face the back of the mat. Left hand stays on the earth, right arm reaches, we twist. Full inhale. Exhale, right hand returns to the earth, stepping back to high plank. Shift forward, knees up or down, lower chaturanga. Inhale, heart draws forward, up dog or cobra. Over those toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, the right leg lifts up and back. You could open and stack the hip again, maybe circle out the ankle. And then stretching the right leg straight back, take an inhale. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, step the foot in between the hands. Pivot the left heel down, Cartwheel up to warrior two. Reach up through your fingertips and then take your hands down. Again, we're looking at the right toes and the right knee, pointing toward the short end of the mat as you crawl your fingertips away from the long side of the mat. Warrior two in your legs, down dog in your upper body. Keep sending your tailbone back behind you. Take a breath in and out. Hands come in underneath your shoulders. Right leg straightens. Right hand comes to the outside of the right leg or on a block. Left arm sweeps on up. What feels good for your gaze? To look down, to look up. Be with what feels true. Full inhale. And exhale, left hand to your hip. Bend into your right knee. Start to crawl that right hand forward, coming into balance in Ardha Chandrasana. Left hand reaches strong up to the sky. Right hand might play with being on a block or come to heart. And then maybe you bend that left knee. You reach back with a foot. You might lift up. Open again, even more here. Full inhale. And exhale, softly release. Step it on back to warrior two. And then take your hands to the left side, coming into our Skandasana shape on this side. So again, moving or hanging out. You might find that you'd like to open or twist. Whatever makes sense to you. And then we'll crawl toward the front of the mat. Left toes face forward, come onto the ball of the right foot. Crawl your hands forward, float the right leg up, and consider taking your left hand to your left calf. Maybe right hand to left calf if you're feeling that balance today. And then releasing hands, hugging right knee in, releasing the right foot down, lengthen your spine, and fold it in. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Release your hands down to your sides in Tadasana. And just pause once more to feel your feet rooted and grounded, connected to the earth. What is your purpose? Who are you on your mat in this moment? Has it shifted? Has it changed? Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, hands touch. We step back to high plank. Roll to the outside of the right foot if that feels good, or lower the right shin back down. Left arm reaches up. How would it feel to float the left foot to your inner right thigh, coming into a tree pose variation of Shavasana or side plank? And then release the left hand down, back to high plank. Roll to the left side now, stacking your hips, right arm up. Maybe right foot to the thigh. Remember that left shin could be on the earth. Full inhale. Exhale, right hand comes down. We're back in high plank. And then we'll make our way to downward facing dog. Feel free to take that vinyasa if you'd like it. Take a breath in and out. Walk your feet as wide as the mat again. And then we'll crawl our hands to our feet and just check out. Ooh, how do our hips feel now? Does Malasana feel a little bit easier or a little bit more plausible, perhaps? Take a breath in and out. We'll walk it forward again. When you arrive in down dog, right leg sweeps up, right foot steps forward, and left heel pivots down. Inhale, back up to warrior two. Pause a moment here. Feel the stability and strength in your front leg. Feel the connection to your left side hip flexor and lower abdomen. Flip your right palm and see what would happen. Could you lean your weight into your right foot and maybe hop onto your left toes and then float the left leg up? Coming into Ardha Chandrasana once more, but this time balancing without touching the right hand down. Full inhale. Exhale, release both hands to the earth. Let that left hip square back off. Left toes pull into the shin. Right arm sweeps up and we find ourselves in a revolved Ardha Chandrasana. Right hip continues to energetically lift up. Left toes pull down. Full inhale. Exhale, left toes land. Left hand remains on the ground. We've been here in this twisted runner's lunge. Energize your inner thighs. Inhale, pull your torso up, right arm back, left arm forward. Staying here, taking your right hand to your left hamstring and reaching your left arm up. Full inhale. And exhale, look forward. Both arms reach to the sky. Hands touch down, left knee touches to the ground. We'll straighten out the right leg. Hands can be on blocks here. Lifting your heart and then softening over. Take another big, deep breath. Release. Bend into that right knee. Tuck your left toes. Walk the blocks forward a bit. They'll come in handy in a moment. And we'll inhale, lift back up into our crescent lunge. Hands come to heart. Root through that right foot and then think to yourself, how am I going to make my way to tree pose? Fun game, right? Root into that right foot, engage your low belly, and pull the left foot to your right calf, or maybe your right thigh. Breathing here, choosing perhaps to stay here. We'll continue to draw left toes into the left shin, dorsiflexing our foot, and then slide that ankle over your right thigh. See how this feels. If your hips are happy, you might start to bend that right knee, sending your bum back. You might pause. Elbows could rest on the thighs. Hands could come onto blocks. Try to keep your right toes pointed forward. If for some reason you're not feeling a whole lot here, bless your soul, but pull your heart forward and send your tailbone back more. You can bend that right knee even more. Remember, hands can be on the ground if that's accessible. A lot going on in those hippies today, including that left piriformis and glute area. Now, staying wherever you are, or if you are so inclined, you might take hands to the earth. Now, for most of us, this alone is quite the project. So working where you're working, there's no right or wrong. But if your hands do comfortably come to the earth and your hip feels happy, you could take the left toes and kind of wrap them around your right tricep. Work the left knee to your left tricep and start to look forward. Pull that right heel towards your bum and then consider extending it back behind you. Flying pigeon. Now we'll work our way back. When we're ready, obviously take time to play. And when your body has done the things your body needed to do, we'll work our way up to stand and release. Whew, shake it out. One hand to heart, one hand to your belly. Has anything released? Hands come down into Tadasana. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale, step it back to down dog. This time, walk feet wide and walk your hands back to Malasana, but instead of turning your toes out as much as you usually do, maybe you imagine making your feet more parallel. Working back into Malasana again. Obviously, don't do anything that doesn't feel good, but could those feet come parallel? Maybe. The fun thing is we only know what's going to work or what isn't going to work if we try. And then crawl yourself forward again, finding yourself back in downward facing dog. If you want a vinyasa here, we'll wait for you. Take a couple breaths here. Otherwise, we stay in down dog. Left leg floats on up. Left foot steps forward, right heel lightly pivots. Cartwheeling your arms all the way up. Finding that warrior two, finding the energy, the rootedness through your feet, the lightness, the strength through your core. Flip the left palm, start to tilt your weight into the left foot, come onto the ball of the right foot, and see what it would feel like to float into Ardha Chandrasana. Whee! Maybe it's falling out of it. Full inhale. Exhale, hands come to the earth. Rotate the right toes to the earth. And then reach the left arm up to the sky. Try to keep the right leg parallel to the earth if you can. Deep breath. And then gently release the right toes. Right hand stays on the earth. We're in that revolved runner's lunge. Always can stay here, of course. Energize through inner thighs. Lift up if you'd like. Right arm forward, left arm back. And if it would suit you, the left hand could come down the right hamstring. Right arm could reach up and back. Opening right side body even more. Look forward. Arms sweep up. Hands touch down. Right knee touches down. Left leg straightens. Those toes pull into the shin. We breathe. Remember, hands can always be on blocks. Is there something here you might release? Is there a sensation you might surrender into? Start to rebend into the left knee. Tuck the right toes, coming back up into your crescent. Hands can be at heart, and we'll ask ourselves, how are we going to get up into our tree pose? And the answer might be lots of little steps, one big step, somewhere in between. Weight in that left foot, tilt slightly forward. Place the right foot on your calf or your inner thigh, and we'll breathe. Remembering that staying in tree pose is a wonderful choice. If you'd like, you could keep that right foot dorsiflexed, slide the ankle onto your thigh. Pause a moment in that figure four, and then perhaps elbows rest on your knee in your instep, or maybe hands come down onto those helpful blocks. Try to keep the left toes pointed forward if you can. Encourage that release through the right piriformis, glute. You might be feeling the hip speaking loudly here. And then if you were so inspired, you could take hands to the ground, wrap the right toes around the left tricep, right knee rests on the right tricep, and maybe left heel pulls up, and we straighten on back. Breathing and being with wherever you are. Take another big inhale. And exhale. Inhale, lift all the way up. And we can shake it out, release those legs. One hand on heart, one hand on belly. Can you feel your lower body connected to the earth? Rooted from a strong place, willing to release, willing to surrender. And then hands to heart. Walk your feet as wide as the mat. Last time in Malasana, I promise, we'll start to send our bum back, lower down. And then when you arrive in this Malasana, close your eyes, lift your heart, maybe a little lift of pelvic floor, and ask yourself, who am I in this moment? Walking your hands back behind you, lowering your bum down, feet together, knees separate. Inhale, lengthen heart. Exhale, walk it forward into Baddha Konasana. Inhale, walk your hands up, straighten out the right leg, and then take that left foot to your inner right thigh, arms sweep up, and exhale, we fold over that right leg. Inhale, walk your hands back up. We'll take our left hand back behind us, reach our right arm all the way up and across, lift our hips, open our heart, big stretch here, and then releasing back down. Left knee points up to the sky. We can take our hands around the shin. Inhale, lift your heart, and then exhale, round it in. Two more, like cat-cows seated here. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Taking the left foot to the outside of the right thigh, so long as that feels okay. We'll hug that left knee in with our right arm, left hand back behind us. Now notice if you have a tendency to really want to force this twist, could you kind of just be with it? Looking forward, left knee will work its way right on top of the right knee, and this might be our shape. Or if it feels okay, the right knee will bend and we'll stack the left knee on top of the right. Hands can come forward, staying here, or we'll walk ourselves forward into our Gomukhasana variation here, just concentrating on the hips, that kind of piriformis glute area on the left side, maybe right side. Where are you feeling it? On your next breath, walk your hands up, take your fingertips back behind you, lift your heart, lift your chest, send your feet up to the sky, Shavasana, and then straighten your left leg, right foot to the inner left thigh. We'll inhale, arms stretch up, and exhale, fold it forward. Shavasana. Inhale, lengthen, walk your hands up, right hand comes back behind you, left arm reaches up, we lift our hips and release it back down. Right foot finds the earth, knees points up to the sky, and then we interlace hands around that right shin. Inhale, lift your chest, exhale, round it in. Inhale, float your heart to the sky. Exhale, melt it back. One more time. Inhale, lift. And exhale, melt. Inhale, find neutral. Right foot outside of that left thigh. Hugging right knee in with the left arm. Right hand comes back. And we breathe. Take another inhale, and on exhale, look forward, right knee over the left, staying here, walking the torso forward, or bending the left knee, pulling the left heel towards your right glute, lifting your torso, and then crawling forward. Another deep inhale and exhale. Walk your hands up and back, hands back behind you, tilt back, lift legs, Navasana, and then feet as wide as your mats, knees bent, and we'll just a moment check out. How does that internal rotation feel? How does the external rotation feel? Letting knees just knock side to side, more as a check-in than anything else. Scanning the hips, the legs, the low back. What's true for you, for your body in this moment? And when you feel ready, if you have anything underneath your bum, slide it off to the side. You can make a little pillow for your puppy if she was paying attention. She's too busy sleeping. Hands can come to your thighs or your knees, and we'll lower down. If there's a better way for you to lower down, feel free to do so. Hug knees into your chest. Give yourself a really tight squeeze, maybe a rock side to side. Just remind yourself how much you are loved. And send your legs up to the sky, send your arms up, and just kind of give everything a good shake. And then let your toes touch the earth. And we'll lift our hips just enough to move the hips to the right side of our space, knees over to the left, and then opening out, maybe in cactus arms, T, or you could have your right arm out to the side and the left hand kind of supporting that right knee. Looking over the right shoulder if it feels good. And allow yourself to return back up through center, even out. Lift up your hips, move them over to the left, and then let the knees move over to the right. And right hand could find your left knee, left arm could open, kind of like a cactus. Allow yourself to come back up to center, even out your hips, and then ask yourself, what other movements does my body need? Would it feel good to come into a happy baby shape? Maybe in stillness, maybe in movement. Do you need a bridge? Do you need an inversion? Offer whatever you need up in this moment. So much of what we are doing when we're turning inward and inquiring about ourselves is figuring out, do you do things by habit or do you do things because they are what your body, your mind, your emotional body might need? When your body has done all the things it needed to do in this practice, start to release your legs long, coming into Shavasana. And if Shavasana isn't the shape that makes you happy, you might find a seated meditation instead. Ask yourself again, as you scan from the soles of your feet to the crown of your head, who am I in this moment? What is my purpose? And what is my work in this world? Why do I show up? Where could I show up more? What am I fighting for? Where do I put my energy? As always, take as much time as you'd like in Shavasana. And if you're ready to move on with your day, you might begin to wiggle fingers and toes. And then stretch those arms all the way up overhead. Take a breath in and a big sigh it out. Knees hug back into your chest. Roll to your favorite side. Pause there a moment. Ask yourself, how can I be of service today? Use your hands. Guide your way up to a seat. You could sit back up on the edge of a blanket if you're using one. Hands to heart. Find that length through your spine. Feel yourself seated. Check in. Do you feel more open? Bowing forehead to fingertips in gratitude. I wish you all abundant joy. Be well.